This is case 22 CR 1144. Mr. Eason is present in court. He is accompanied by his attorney, Mr. Troy Murphy. He was last before the court on February 27th when he entered a plea of guilty to felonious assault, felony of the second degree, along with an accompanying 3-year firearm specification. He also pled guilty to a domestic violence and child endangering, both misdemeanors of the first degree. At the time of the plea, the court ordered pre-sentence.
And here's where it gets serious. Sentencing day. The plea is already in, so the only question left, how much time will he actually serve? Stick with me, because the stakes are high.
Investigation report along with a victim impact statement, those having been accomplished and delivered, we are here today for sentencing.
All right, Mr. Murphy.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, may it please the court, we would ask this honorable court to impose the minimum possible term of incarceration in this matter. We understand Mr. Eason is subject to a mandatory 3-year term for the firearm specification. And I apologize, Your Honor, I'm recovering from an illness, so I will apologize in advance for my coughing. Your Honor, Mr. Eason is a young man with no criminal history. He has 2 outstanding warrants from Cleveland from the same time frame of October 13th of 2022, Your Honor. We are dealing with those. However, we were waiting on the conclusion of this matter to do so. Your Honor, Mr. Eason, prior to October of 2022, had no criminal history, Judge. It had no interaction with law enforcement. Your Honor, he was full-time employed at Target. He was a manager, I believe, in the guest services department. Worked full-time. He had steady employment history. Excuse me, Judge. Mr. Eason also had a good family life. His parents are here in the courtroom, Your Honor. His father and mother sitting behind me. He had a young child. He was in a relationship with a young lady who is the victim in the incident case, Your Honor. And, Your Honor, Mr. Eason had a bad lapse in judgment on an individual particular morning in October of 2022. Your Honor, he acknowledges what he did was wrong. He understands that he obviously should not have slashed the individual's tires. Your Honor, he also understands he in no way, shape, or form should have possessed a firearm in this incident. Your Honor, I will note that although we acknowledge the dangerousness of him actually possessing the firearm, so as Mr. Eason explains to me, he never intended to intentionally shoot or fire that firearm. It's my understanding, Your Honor, that he came up to the vehicle to the left rear passenger door, tapped the weapon on the window. In so doing, as he expresses to me, he caused him to pull the trigger and the firearm went off, Your Honor. He understands the seriousness of the incident. He understands how bad it could have been. He understands that this bullet entered the rear left passenger window.
Whoa, did you catch that? If anyone had been in that passenger seat, would be talking attempted murder charges right now. This is the razor-thin line between a bad decision and a life-changing felony.
Traveled through the right front passenger headrest and out and exited the vehicle through the right front passenger window. Had a passenger been in the right front seat, Your Honor, we would be here on much different charges. Had that firearm gone off a couple feet to the right, where his 4-year-old daughter was sitting in the center of the rear seat, or gone off a couple feet to the left, where his child's mother was sitting in the driver's seat, we would be here on much different charges and under many different circumstances. Your Honor, fortunately that didn't happen, but Mr. Eason still now has learned and sees the results of the dangerousness of simply even possessing a firearm. It has the ability to go off whether you intend it to or not. Now granted, yes, he grabbed the firearm, he brought it to the car. He doesn't dispute that, but he did, at least so as he explains to me and as I think he'll explain to the court, he did not intend to fire that firearm, Your Honor. Your Honor, we would also ask this honorable court to take into consideration Mr. Eason's medical conditions. Mr. Eason suffers from the most serious ailment is sickle cell anemia, Your Honor. I think this court's well aware. This court has been very gracious in considering.
Now, here's a legal twist. Defense attorneys often bring up medical conditions during sentencing. Why? Because judges can factor in health risks when deciding prison term. Question for you, should someone's illness reduce their punishment, or does the crime outweigh it?
Prior communication from Mr. Eason's medical providers. This court has been very accommodating and helpful in ensuring he gets the proper care at the jail, and Mr. Eason and I both appreciate that, Your Honor. I don't want to belabor that and really make his medical issue a huge part of the record, but he does suffer from sickle cell anemia, Your Honor. So as I was just recently informed, it's my understanding Mr. Eason had some tests run last week that there is some concern with his hemoglobin and some other results with his blood scores being extremely low. It's my understanding from Mr. Eason that he needs surgery for gallstones. He also is suffering from cirrhosis of the liver and also has some ulcers that need to be taken care of, Your Honor. Your Honor, it's my understanding, again, I don't have anything to present to the court because this was presented to me recently. I could certainly get that for whatever it's worth and submit it post this hearing, that Mr. Eason does need surgery. There have been some concerns, at least as conveyed to me through Mr. Eason, that his attending physicians or surgeons have some concerns given his sickle cell anemia and his ability to properly heal in an incarcerated setting. They believe, at least so I've been informed, Your Honor, that it would be advantageous and extremely much more beneficial and less risky for him to recover in a hospital setting, is my understanding, Judge. I don't know if there are other forms of placement for his recovery that the physicians would find more less risky for him. Your Honor, we would ask this honorable court to take into account the fact he does have a child. He would like to see that child at some point. We understand that she was also one of the individuals in the vehicle, and that Mr. Eason displayed a lack of judgment with her present. That being said, he would at some point like to try to reintegrate himself into her life so that he knows that, so that she knows he is a loving father. Your Honor, we would ask this honorable court beyond the mandatory minimums to impose the minimum sentence above and beyond the mandatory minimums. Your Honor, I do also believe Mr. Eason's mother and father and Mr. Eason would like to make a statement.
All right, who do you want to go first?
Your Honor, if we could have Mr. Eason's father, Charlie Rogers.
All right, just state your name and tell me whatever it is you want me to know, okay?
Notice the father's defense, painting his son as a good guy with just 2 bad decisions. Classic mitigation strategy, minimize the crime, emphasize the positive. Do you buy it, or is this just courtroom spin?
Hello, Charlie Rogers. I'd just like to thank you, first of all, Your Honor, for giving him opportunity to get the medical attention that he needed. Second of all, I'd like to say my son, all his life, he never did anything wrong. He's not the monster that they're trying to make him to be. He's a real good guy. He met the lady when he was 16 years old. She was 19. So she's a lot older than he is. And she came to me one day, I was working on a lawnmower, told me that she was pregnant. That was a bad decision he made there. But in this bad decision, what he's in now, it's only 2 bad decisions he ever had in his life. But in between time, when he had that child, he was the one taking care of that child. All the time. And I was proud of him doing the right thing, taking care of his child. I'm sorry that he had a bad situation. I apologize for him, for our whole family, his whole family. Thank you for giving him the medical attention that you have given. Thank you.
Thank you.
Your Honor, at this time, I believe the mother, Bernice Eason, would like to speak.
Yes, I wanted to say that, I know you made a mistake or whatever, but my son, he's, smart individual, he's good in school. He is sick. I just want to make sure he get his medical care. And we took care of his baby's mother, which is Aileen. I'm still taking care of her because she's staying with my daughters. So I don't have no animosity towards none of the family. But it's like to me, they act like they never loved him, but they did, and they knew he was a good part. He was a good partner to her until the later days that led up to what happened. So I mean, she always had a good life because she always stayed with us, and I still see her. I still see Aileen. I just saw her last week, and she don't have any animosity towards us either. So I just want him to get the medical treatment that he needs. And I apologize for whatever happened because I don't condone bad things or whatever because I love both of them. I mean, all three of them. My granddaughter, Aileen, and my son. I just want him to get some help, like if he can go to some programs or something like that. Or if he could get a bracelet or in probation or something so he can get the medical care he needs because they said that in the hospital, in prison or whatever, in jail, he probably wouldn't recover good. So that's the only thing I want to say.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mr. Eason, what do you want to tell me before I impose sentence in this case?
First and foremost, Your Honor, I am sorry for what happened. I never intend to, hurt my daughter or my fiance. I love them. I've been taking care of them for 7 years now, and me and her was the best thing that ever happened to me. And having my daughter, I love my daughter and her so much. Like words can't even explain. Just being with them every day, and my daughter is it's the greatest thing that ever happened to me. Like my daughter, I know she misses me. I've always been with her, taking care of her every day. I know she misses me now, and I know that day she was really scared, spooked, and my fiance. I know the dangers I put them in, and I shouldn't have even had the firearm to begin with. We also, I know we've been going through a lot of stuff, and I know they know I love them with all my heart, and I'm sorry. I'm also sorry that I even brought that danger near me. I truly didn't mean for any of this to happen. I know it was a stupid decision. I know I would give anything to be with them again and see them again and talk to them and just hear their voice. Like I said,
This is raw. He's begging for mercy, framing it all as a tragic mistake. But remember, the victim and their child were right there when the gun went off. Redemption versus accountability, what should weigh heavier?
Mom and Dad said, I've always been a good person. I've never been in trouble. Aileen knows that. My daughter, the rest of my family, her family. Through everything she's been through, I've been there for her 100%, every step of the way. Even when, through all my sicknesses, she's been there. I have no animosity towards her, whatever the case may be. Or even her parents. I love her parents. I love them all. Well, my heart, they're my family. But the case at hand, I really truly wish, I never had it and never brought any of that around them. And even put them in that situation. This even shocked me, I would never thought this would even happen. I'm very sorry that I put them in that position and scared them like that. And I just give anything to be around them again and be with them again. And like my health, again, I do want to be in my daughter's life and see her. Like I don't want her to have to grow up without a father. That's one of the things that, like my nieces and nephews are going through right now. They just lost their father. I'm scared for her to go through that. And my fiance too. I know she still loves me and I still love her. And I know honestly she would want both of her parents to get along and be together. And yeah, I really don't want my daughter or them to even go through what they're going through right now. And I really ask what my attorney's asking, see if I can get the medical treatment I can get, or like my mom asked, probation, I'm good with keeping up with things and being responsible. I am responsible and I own up to everything. And also even if it's a minimum sentence or house arrest or probation, I can keep up with it all, and I'm always do my best with it, just so I can, even work towards being with them again. I know, I'll never own any weapon or firearm, like you told me. No issue with that. And that's the most thing I want of all, is just to be with my family again, and my mom and dad, my daughter, and hopefully my fiance again, and rekindle all of our families together and our relationship. And I just want them to know that I love them.
And here's the victim's voice, even if read by someone else. PTSD, nightmares, even switching cars because of trauma. That's the real impact courts look at. If you were the judge, what sentence would you hand down after hearing this?
Always will. I'm sorry. And that I truly wish none of it ever happened.
All right, thank you. Smulgan?
Your Honor,
I'm sorry.
the victim, Aileen Winlock, and her daughter